Now let's talk about consideration, one of the most misunderstood lines in a deed. You'll see it in almost every deed, often phrased as, for valuable consideration, receipt of which is hereby acknowledged. Many people assume that line is about money, but it usually isn't. What is consideration in a deed? In legal terms, consideration simply means something of value exchanged. Consideration helps validate the transfer, signals that the conveyance was intentional, and satisfies statutory and recording requirements. It does not need to reflect the actual purchase price. Most deeds, especially non-sale deeds, use nominal consideration, such as $10 and other good and valuable consideration, for love and affection, for valuable consideration, the receipt of which is acknowledged. These phrases are legally sufficient and widely accepted. They are not intended to state fair market value, set tax value, or disclose private financial terms. The actual purchase price is typically documented elsewhere, in escrow instructions, in a settlement statement, in transfer tax affidavits. Including the real price in the deed is often unnecessary and sometimes undesirable. The consideration stated in the deed does not determine the transfer tax, does not control reassessed value, and does not override assessor requirements. Transfer taxes and reassessment are handled through separate disclosures and affidavits, not the deed itself. Certain transfers may use specific consideration language such as gifts, spousal transfers, trust funding, and corrective deeds. In these cases, the language reflects the nature of the transfer, not a valuation. As a document preparer, you may include standard or attorney-directed consideration language. You may not advise on tax consequences, and you may not determine fair market value. If a client is unsure, that decision requires legal or tax advice. Big takeaway for this section: consideration is about formality, not pricing. It confirms that the transfer is intentional, but not how much the property is worth. In the next section, we'll talk about execution and acknowledgement, the signatures, notary requirements, and authority issues that can make or break a deed. Let's continue.
This video is provided for general educational purposes only. It is not legal advice, and it does not take the place of advice from a qualified attorney. Laws and requirements vary by jurisdiction and by individual circumstances, and watching this video does not create an attorney-client relationship with Nevada Counsel. If you need guidance about your specific situation, you should consult a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction. Thanks for learning with us.